Last time on Gaming Through the Ages, I played Mortal Kombat 3 from 1995 on the Sony PlayStation, which had me battling one-on-one against a variety of challenging enemies. The graphics, although 2D as opposed to 3D, were quite an upgrade to compare to the 2D graphics we've seen previously, mostly due to the fact that the character sprites were digitized actors and the multiple high-res scrolling backgrounds looked very realistic. My only complaint would be the somewhat choppy animations, but apart from that, Mortal Kombat 3 had fantastic 2D graphics. Will our next game once again have 2D graphics, or will we get to experience another 3D world? Keep watching to find out. Welcome to Gaming Through the Ages, the series where we take a look at games from many different genres and consoles through time, from 1975 to now in chronological order. Once we reach modern times, we start back at 1975 and explore a different group of games. Viewers of this series were given the opportunity to pick any 1996 game made for the PlayStation 1, Nintendo 64 or Sega Saturn. Super Mario 64 for the Nintendo 64 got the most votes. In this 3D platformer, we play as Mario, who must once again rescue Peach from Bowser. This game was the best-selling Nintendo 64 game, selling over 11 million copies by 2003. It made use of a dynamic camera system and had relatively large areas which were primarily composed of true 3D polygons. This title is acclaimed by many critics and fans as one of the greatest and most revolutionary video games of all time. But will it live up to its title? Keep watching to find out.
It's me, Mario.
Yes, someone spoke to us.
Hello.
Wow, look at this, a massive 3D Mario face right there on the screen in front of us. And look at that lighting. You can see the light moving around the face and even the red lighting. This is just incredible. Now look, on this screen here we've got options. We can go into like audio options, we can check out stereo, mono, headset. You're using this stick, like the analog stick on the Nintendo. This is a PlayStation 4 controller. So just pretend this is a Nintendo 64 controller and you're actually using a stick to almost move a mouse cursor around the screen. Anyway, let's start off a new world here. Look at that.
Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I have baked a cake for you. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
You can actually hear a voice narrating the message. This is excellent. Look at that 3D object with that 3D camera going around a 3D castle. Oh, look at this, and we're going under, and you can see like the water is transparent and we're going under objects in this 3D world. Wow. Oh, and here's the famous pipe. Remember we played Super Mario Brothers in 1985 and we saw the pipes? And Mario can talk now. He makes actual noises. And we've got messages on the screen, almost like telling us what's going on. Unfortunately, this isn't narrated though. But anyway, Kiao, it's calling me a cow. You've reached Princess Toadstool's castle via a warp pipe. Using the controller is a piece of cake. Press A to jump and B to read signs too. I think it said B to punch. Use the control stick in the center of the controller to move Mario around. Now head for the castle. So it's given us a goal. We've got to go to the castle. Why? Because Princess Peach has baked a cake for us. I think that's what she said. And now look at this. We can walk slowly. Oh, and this analog stick, look at this. You can walk slow. If you just push it a little bit, then you can speed up, speed up, speed up, speed up to a kind of bit of a little fast walking pace here, and a jog running along. This is incredible, and as you turn around, the camera is dynamic. It's moving around you. This Nintendo 64 graphics is just amazing. We are a fully 3D object. I mean, just think, 11 years ago in 1985, we were on the Nintendo Entertainment System, and we were just this 2D sprite, but now we are this, like, this even has, like, jumping and double jumps and sliding and flipping. This is just excellent. Oh, and a triple jump and a flip. Oh, and what if I can even do a butt slam onto the... I don't know what you call all these moves, I'm sorry. So let's try out reading a sign. And look at that sign. That sign itself is this 3D object in the... Oh, get out of my way, tree. Okay, it's this 3D object on the ground that you can turn and you can see around it. Climbing is easy. When you jump at trees or pillars, you'll grab them automatically. Press A to jump off. So let's try and climb a tree. Wait a sec. I'm climbing the tree, but I've noticed something about these trees. Okay, if you stand here, what do you notice about all... Stop moving. What do you notice about all these trees? They look absolutely identical to each other, and although they look 3D, something isn't right here. It almost looks like we're looking at the tree from the same angle each time. But I think something else is going on here. Look at that. As I'm turning around the tree, it's not... It's like I'm not seeing other sides of the tree. I'm always seeing the same side of the tree. As you go around it, there's nothing new there. So what's obviously happening here is that these trees are just a single 2D sprite. Now, something about this game is it's mainly composed of 3D polygons, but there are 2D sprites in it. Let's see if we can... Now, that fence does look 3D, but it's not 3D. That is, once again, 2D, because as you can see, when the camera angle goes, like, right straight onto it, it practically disappears, meaning that it's missing any depth, which is the third dimension. So, we've got 2D trees, we've got 2D fencing here. So basically not everything we're seeing is 3D. Most of the world is composed of 3D, but there's still that little bit of pseudo 3D going on here. And what are these? But I love how the butterflies, they respond to you. You've kind of gone up to them and they're resting and they started to fly away. Look at their shadows. Their shadows are single ball shadows, like little circles. And when the shadows overlapped, I did see the circle actually got darker in the overlap section. However, the shadows that we're seeing here under these butterflies, they're following the butterflies, but they're not following the shape of the butterflies. The butterflies are flapping, so you should be seeing a flapping shadow here. But you know what? The fact that this whole world is practically 3D is amazing enough for me. This is... Oh, what's so... Nah, I'm just going to go on the castle. I'll get sidetracked. I love how it shows off the fact it's in 3D. It goes around you. Good afternoon, I didn't look up the pronunciation of all this stuff. The Lakitu Bros here, reporting live from just outside the princess's castle. Mario has just arrived on the scene and will be filming the action live as he enters the castle and pursues some missing power stars. So it says at the top, stars times 0. I'm assuming that means that is a power star at the top and we've got 0 power stars. As a seasoned cameraman, we'll be shooting from the recommended angle, but you can change the camera angle by pressing these C buttons. For me, that's just this other stick, but on the actual Nintendo 64 controller, there was like an up, down, left, right C button, like a little pad, kind of like the PS4 controller here. If we can't adjust the view any further, we'll buzz. I like how they're trying to fit this in with the story, like, oh yeah, we're the cameraman and stuff, but then they kind of, as well as trying to keep in character, they jump out of character a little bit by talking about the controller. So that's cool how it's kind of a mixture of tutorial in and out of character there. Press A to resume play, switch camera modes with the R button. Okay, I'll just... Goodbye. Too much info for me. Okay, let's walk inside the castle here. And look at the shadow there. Mario's shadow is also a circle. Even the sign statue is a circle. So they're kind of, for the shadows, they're not doing realistic shapes. They're just kind of saying that a circle is enough as a shadow. We've pushed open the door here and we are inside the castle. Uh-oh. Welcome, nobody's home now. Scream and don't come back. So this must be, I'd say Bowser has once again stolen Princess Peach. Or kidnapped done something to Princess Peach that isn't very good. Now let's have a little look around the castle here. Look at this wallpaper and look at the ground floor, and you can see, because this is 3D polygons, you can actually see around the steps. You can see, oh, that's a buzzing sound, obviously, that won't let me adjust the camera angle. But you can kind of see on this side of the steps, you can see on the other side of the steps. The way the world is made of 3D polygons. Look at the railing on the stairs there. Once again, that's 2D because it disappears. It doesn't have any depth. So, obviously not everything's 3D, but just the things that are 3D here are amazing. Like, you can even see the ground, the floor, it kind of tilts downwards here, and then you've got this flat floor here, and then another little tilt up. The textures themselves on the walls and everything, they are quite blurry, the textures, but you know, in this time period, we're in 1996, I'm just so amazed that the world is 3D. I'm not even worrying about the resolution of the textures here. Anyway, let's have a little explore of this castle. So, there's a door here and it's got a star on it, and I can go inside. Now, it didn't specifically state, like I noticed there's another door here that says you need 3 stars. So maybe this door is unlocked. Let's try this out. That door was unlocked, but if I go into this door that says 3 stars, it takes 3 stars to open the door. So let's go into, first of all, this door that has no stars. Or, well, it has a star, but it doesn't say a number on them. So we're in a room here. There doesn't seem to be anything in this room except for this. It's almost like a museum in a way that's showing off. It's like a super fancy painting of 3 bombs, which isn't really that exciting. Let's have a little read of these signs here. You have to master 3 important jumping techniques. First, try the triple jump. Run fast, then jump 3 times. Next, go for the distance with the long jump. Jump, run, and press C to crouch, then A to jump really far, and then do the walk kick. It's almost like right now, the world we're walking around is almost like a practice world. It's not like an actual level or anything. It's kind of like we're in almost like a title screen that you can walk around in, and soon we're going to jump into a level, it feels like. And you can practice all these movements out here, which is pretty cool. You can return to the castle's main hall at any time from the painting worlds where the enemies live. Let's have a little explore here and try and go into the painting worlds. There we go. So these paintings aren't just basic paintings, they are actually worlds that you can jump inside, almost like a level. So the levels in this game are like paintings on the wall. So this first level is called some kind of bomb battlefield, it looks like. Wow, you're smack in the middle of a battlefield. You'll find the power stars that Bowser stole inside the painting worlds. First talk, I'm just going to call him Bomb because I don't know how you pronounce this, like Bob-Bomb. First talk to the Bomb Buddy, press B to talk, he'll certainly help you out, and so will his commands in other areas. So this is like a whole nother world here. And the world just seems massive, and things in the distance aren't looking blurry. I remember when we were playing Need for Speed, distant objects did look blurry. But I just did notice that creature on that bridge that's gone upwards, he kind of just popped in. So it's almost like I wasn't close enough to see him, and then he, instead of being blurry far away and coming close, he kind of just popped into existence. They're chasing me. They're chasing me! Okay, I didn't know they were going to chase me. They're obviously enemies because they're chasing me. This one looks like one I could probably talk to. Hey you, it's dangerous ahead, so listen up and take my advice. Cross the 2 bridges ahead, then watch for the falling water bombs. The big bomb at the top of the mountain is very powerful, so don't let him grab you. So we've got to try and go... Is there a mountain somewhere? I'd say there's a mountain, it looks like, so I go up this bridge and around the corner and then there's a mountain. The sense of adventure here is absolutely amazing. Now, if this is anything like the 1985 Mario Brothers, can we jump on them? Yes, we squashed them and got a coin. Let's just make our way up. Cross the bridge, he said. Yes. Now, looking at the edges of the world here, it doesn't look like they've done what they did in Need for Speed, where they kind of made it look like the world just went on and there was like all these, it was almost like a background of buildings and a scrolling background, which kind of was 2D in the background, then you mixed in with 3D worlds. Here, it's just kind of got this wall here and you can't see anything past it. Oh, except for a really blurry, it looks like just water around you and some islands, is from what I saw. But overall, this wall is really, it's like, almost like the textures are so low res and they've been stretched up the wall. But I'm still happy this is a 3D world, okay? That's cool enough for me. Okay, let's try and head more this, oh crud. Let's try and head, oh, what the heck is that? Oh my gosh. Okay, let's look at the sign here. Beware of the chain chomp, extreme danger. See the red coin on top of the stake. When you collect 8 of them, a power star will appear in the meadow across the bridge. I'm scared. Is he connected to a chain? Because he's called a chain chomp. Oh crud, he almost got me. Okay. So he's got a little stick. I want to get that red coin without being killed. Let's just run this way a bit. And go on this. Yes, got it. And don't get me. Yes, I got the red coin. Okay. So if we get 8 of those, we'll get a power star. Ooh, across this very carefully. I like the physics here. When you walk on this side, it kind of starts tilting that way, and then when you walk on the other side, it tilts the other way. Okay, I've got to find my way back up. So this is another kind of alternative way it looks. I like how the level, it gives you multiple ways in which you can kind of get to places. I can take the bridge, or I can take this. It's not so linear. Because you're in the world of 3D, it's not like, oh yeah, you can just go left and right. This whole 3D world brings up multiple ways to do stuff. Because in 2D games, you can go from the left side of the screen to the right side of the screen. And I guess the only way to give you multiple ways to do things is to have higher and lower platforms, like, I don't know if you're jumping across clouds in the sky versus walking on the ground. Here you've got 3D, so there's stuff going on in all directions, so there's so much more variety and depth to the world. And there's another red coin up there, but let's just try... Oh no, my health has gone down. Let's just try to do what that bomb at the beginning said, to try and defeat this bomb at the top of the mountain or something. So we'll go up these stairs, up. Oh, look at all these bad little bombs. Oh, no. I don't want to die, I don't want to die. Phew. Also, collecting a coin got me a little bit of power back. And I just saw up there another red coin. So it's pretty cool that, because the world's 3D, there's so many places that you could actually hide these coins, and there's so much adventure and searching that goes on here. And you know what I realised about that ball as well? Those balls there are all identical and they are 2D. They're pseudo 3D, as you'd say. They're a 2D sprite that looks 3D and moves around in a 3D world, but they're not actually 3D themselves. They're kind of the sprite, just like the trees, they rotate to always be facing the direction you're facing. So let's keep going around this mountain, up and up. Oh, this is fun trying to climb this mountain. Let's jump in. Oh, I like how you've got like a little, you know, if you want to take a break, you can just wait in here. Oh, look at that. That's a cool little cannon there. You could probably use that cannon. Maybe if you hack it or something, you could use the cannon to get across to that floating island. Yeah, there you go. You got floating islands in here. Let's carefully... I like this strategy in this. You can actually walk slow and carefully kind of balance across this. In a 2D game, it would be hard to say, you know, if it was a side-scroller game, like the original Mario, side-scrolling platformer, you would find it very hard to kind of carefully walk across a bridge sideways because there's no depth to it. But with the depth, there's so much more added challenge of trying to go across this bridge without falling. Okay. Let's collect some more coins. Wow, this is a long way up. Oh, that's where the bombs are coming. Well, that's where the big bowling balls are coming out of. Whatever you want to call them. Jump over. Okay, and here we go. We've got a big bomb on the top of the mountain. Gee, he doesn't look happy. He's looking at the side of a cliff, looking down. What's he about to do? He's turned to me. I'm the big bomb, Lord... the big bomb. Lord of all blasting matter, King of Kabooms. The dialogue here is hilarious. How dare you scale my mountain? By what right do you set foot on my imperial mountaintop? You may have eluded my guards, but you'll never escape my grasp. And you'll never take away my power star. I hereby challenge you, Mario. If you want the star I hold, you must prove yourself in battle. So this is like introducing... I know we've had boss battles before, but it's cool to have a 3D boss battle. I mean, we were doing boss battles back with those, you know, trying to catch major ghosts in Ghostbusters. In 1990, we were still amazed by the world of 16-bit back then, which was still 2D, and here we are in beyond that, 32 or 64-bit, and it's all 3D. Can you pick me up from the back and hurl me to this royal turf? I think that you cannot. So let's try it out. Is that how slow he is? Like anybody could outrun him. Okay, so I've got to go to his back. Whoops. No, don't throw me off. Let me get behind you. I've got to pick you up and throw. Yes. I just did it. Come on. Maybe I've got to do it a few times. This is a really interesting concept I'm seeing here. Look at that. This boss, when you have a good look at him as he's walking around, he is definitely composed of 3D parts. Like you can see that he's a 3D object as he turns, but his parts of him, those circles on him, for example, the crown is like 3D, but the actual, his circular hands are 2D sprites moving backwards and forward on him in 3D space. His shoes look pretty 3D, but then the big black ball in the middle looks like 2D. It's just interesting to see that it's almost like he's got a bit of mixture of 2D and 3D in him. Anyway, let's try throw him one more time. Yes! Whoa, what? Can it be that a pig-squeak like you has defeated the Bomb King? You might be fast enough to ground me, but you'll have to pick up the pace if you want to take King Bowser by the tail. Me thinks my troops could learn a lesson from you. Here's your star as promised, Mario. If you want to see me again, select this star from the menu. For now, farewell. He exploded and became a star. That's a bit violent. So let's get the star, his power star, and we now have one power star. So now if there's a door that has a star on it and one, I guess we could kind of open that door, which was previously locked before. You've recovered one of the stolen power stars. Now you can open some of the sealed doors in the castle. Try the princess's room on the second floor and the room with the painting of Whoop's fortress on floor 1. Bowser's troops are still gaining power, so you cannot give up. Save us, Mario. Keep searching for stars. I absolutely love the fact that this game has all these different rooms you can explore. It's almost like the castle you're in is like a wrapper game, and then all the levels, all these different worlds are the paintings. And instead of just, you know, having a menu where you select level 1, 2 and 3, you've got a castle to walk around and explore to select these levels. And you don't have to complete them in order. It's not like there is a level 1, 2 and 3. It just said that now that I've got this power star, there's a door up near, you know, the princess's room and a door here that I can open, and I can choose whatever level I want to go to. That is very open-ended, and that gives you options. That is revolutionary. I mean, just after experiencing this game from 8-bit to 16-bit, I was just like, wow, 16-bit games, these look so much better than the 8-bit games. I don't think I can look back at 8-bit games. And now here we are, jumping around a 3D world. It's like, it spoiled me, and I feel like now that I've experienced the world and the open-endedness and how cool 3D is, I don't think I'd be able to go back to playing 2D games. Anyway, let's go through this door here that has 1 star. Wait, so we've got that one that has a star on it, and I think there was a room up here. Looks like it's got 1 star on it, but we're closer to this one, so let's try this one out. So we've got our star, and reacting to the star's power, the door slowly opens. So I like the fact that you're kind of exploring this castle and getting to explore more of it, and more doors are opening. That's really cool. So let's see this level here. Jump in once again. Hello, cutting in with a live update on Mario's progress. He's about to learn a technique for sneaking up on enemies. The trick is this. He has to walk very slowly in order to walk quietly. And wrapping up filming techniques reported on earlier, you can take a look around using C side and C left and C down to view the action from a distance. When you can't move the camera any further, the buzzer will sound. So it's reminding you if you kind of forgot stuff earlier. These flowers here, you can see that they're flowers, but just the way some of these things are done, it's almost like they don't have enough resources here to animate individual flowers flapping in the wind or anything, but they've still gone to the effort to include flowers by just making, what is this? It looks like 1, 2, 3. So it's an 8-sided shape, so it's kind of like an octagon, and it's a little bit 3D, but they haven't shown individual flowers. And it looks like here, there's like a little crack. So where this ramp goes up, there's a little crack. It's like they've tried to join 2 3D objects together, but there's like a crack in between. I'm guessing there's going to be some other boss here if we climb up this tower now. Oh, I know this is going to sound corny, but this world, the fact that this world is 3D, it just adds so much depth to the game. And I know depth is the 3rd dimension. So that was like a corny joke I tried to crack. Look at the variety of enemies. The thing about the Nintendo 64 that's challenging is that the ROM... I want to get that red coin. The fact that most of the other systems of this era were using CDs, this was still using cartridges, so there was a limited space, but even though the space was limited here, it just... Well, I might just go back. I'll get that red coin, but... Oh, crap! I thought this was a safer route, and everything's dropping off there. Gosh, that scared the hell out of me. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, no. Oh, well... There we go, I got a coin I probably wouldn't have just gotten if I didn't do that. Oh, here we go, going this way, you can kind of skip that other passage we took. Okay, let's try this again. What I'm going to do, instead of trying to go over that really tricky triangle thing, I'll try and go in the middle of that. There we go, I got a red coin. Oh, what's this? Well, what was that? I don't even know what that was. It kind of just flew by. It's like a mushroom flying around. Mario and his mushrooms. Oh, now that is creepy. Keep that thing away from me. I'm just gonna... I'm glad I can jump over this. Can I climb this? Oh yeah, I can. Where are we going to? Oh, another life. That's cool. Oh, but then I kind of... Fall damage got me there. When we played Super Mario Brothers in 1985 and it was a 2D platformer, it didn't like give us fall damage if we fell a huge distance. Oh, it looks like this big weird thing is a big block monster. This is the next boss. It makes me so mad. We build your houses, your castles, we pave your roads, and still you walk all over us. It's like he's made of concrete or something. He's like, you walk all over us. Do you ever say thank you? No. Well, you're not gonna wipe your feet on me. I think I'll crush you just for fun. Do you have a problem with that? Just try to pound me. Wins as well, crud. So what am I supposed to do with this guy? Crud, 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 crud. I can't get behind him. He runs so fast. So obviously I have to use a different strategy here than last time, because I'm running and... Oh crap. Oh, so he'll fall on you, and then maybe if I try and jump on him, that's how I can get him. Okay, so let's try and get close, let him fall on me, jump up and do a bang on him. There we go. Just jump up on him, jump and smash. I've got to admit, these bosses are pretty easy. Much easier than the bosses in Ghostbusters. It's quite a low difficulty level in this game overall. Well, so far anyway. I've heard there's like lots of stars that you can get in this game, so I'm guessing as you progress it gets harder. Oh no, crushed again. I'm just a stepping stone after all. I won't gravel or grovel. Here you go, win, take this. Another star! So obviously that will help us unlock yet another room in the castle. There we go, I've got it! Yes! Oh, I got a high score. Oh, so your score is like based on coins. That's cool. So that requires 3 stars. Let's just explore the castle a little bit, because we haven't done much exploring of the castle itself here. So we've got this kind of under room here, and what's this? How many stars do you need for that? You need a key to open this door, so it's not just stars that we're using. There's even more strategy here, like even more depth to this game. Actual keys as well as stars being used to open doors. And what's this big door here with that big star on it? It doesn't exactly have a number on it. And that's got a key as well. It takes the power of 8 stars to open this door. You need 6 more stars, so that's a lot of stars. Some doors require quite a lot of stars here. So there's another door that leads out here. There's a lot of reused textures here, as you can see. Like if you look at the ground, it's the same kind of texture over and over and over again, and you look at the wall, it's that same texture over and over and over again. But I do like the fact that it's in 3D and there's a use of lighting. For example, you can see the light on this wall is more than the light on that wall, and then this is kind of a darker wall because light's not hitting it. So it's just, wow. The world of 3D is amazing. Now we've got a new type of plant here, but once again, as much as that does look 3D, it is a 2D sprite that's just turning to follow us. Look, there's a cool fountain out here and a star. Okay, that doesn't really look like there's much out here. It's just kind of like the courtyard out here. So from this point in the game, I guess we could go over back inside the castle, go up the stairs to that room that said 1 star, get into that, get that star, then we'd have 3 stars. Then there was those doors that said you need 3 stars to open this door. Then if we kind of, I guess, collect more of those red coins and everything. What's he doing? He fell asleep because I'm not actually interacting with the controller much. That is really cool. The game developers actually thought of something to do. It's almost like Mario is living off in this world, and if you're not doing anything, it's almost like he's not just going to stand there for hours and hours. He's just going to think, oh, well, no one's controlling me. I'm going to take a rest. That is really, really cool that they thought of that. I guess, yeah, we could keep getting more of those red coins, get enough stars, and then try and collect 8 stars and open up that room with the big star. There's just so much depth to this game. It looks like there's so many cool levels to explore. In fact, I'm just going to quickly look up how many stars are in this game. As I'm using my Surface Pro 3 here to try and look up the amount of stars that are in this game, just being silent, just me stopping talking for a while, just listen. You can hear bird sounds in the background. It's just the amount of depth and kind of thought that has gone into this game is just absolutely amazing. Flash forward to 2016 for a sec. We're used to resolutions of 1080p, which is 1920 by 1080. My monitor, for example, is a 4K monitor, which is 4 times bigger than 1080p. I mean, we're kind of, you know, used to the whole 4K, 1080p, 720p, which is kind of getting old now. We're used to that. Now you flash forward back to 1996, what is the resolution that this game is running at? Technically this video that you're watching is in 1080p, but this game itself is 320 by 240. I've just kind of stretched it and blown it up, but that's the resolution that it was natively running at back in 1996. But it's just pretty crazy that like people on YouTube will go, oh, 480p, I'm not going to watch that. Yet here we are with 240p, and this was like a revolutionary game for its time. It's just crazy the huge boost in resolutions that we've experienced just in this short period of time. Games from 1996 to now, I mean, you can play games, although you need a super powerful computer to do it, you can play games in 4K. I got distracted, I'm looking up the stars. So I've just looked it up. Apparently in this game, once Mario collects 70 power stars, he can then have a big fight with the final boss, Bowser. But overall, there's 120 power stars in the game, so that's pretty insane. I mean, we've only got 2 stars. You can already see, even though I've played all that, I'm basically like just 1/60th through the whole game, so it is just insane. The amount of depth this game has, the length it has, 120 stars. We could sit here playing this for hours, but unfortunately this is just gaming through the ages. We are only taking a quick look at slices of game through history, and it will be time soon to move on to the next game. Anyway, if you would like to see me do the full Super Mario 64, once I've completed the whole of Phase 1 of gaming through the ages, I've gone from 1975 to 2016, or whatever the year happens to be when Phase 1 is finished, then I will give you guys the chance to vote for any of the games we've played in Phase 1 of Gaming Through the Ages. Whether it's this game, or a more modern game, or even an older game. You can choose any game and we will play it from beginning to end before we start Phase 2 of Gaming Through the Ages. So if this is the game you want to see, be sure to vote for this game at the very end of Gaming Through the Ages. Anyway, as exciting as this game is, and as much as I'd like to see what's on the other side of the door that requires you to have 8 stars to open it, it's now time to move on. So where to next from here? The year in the next episode will be 1997, which actually was pretty dull, because the only new notable 5th generation console released in this year was a handheld called the Gamecom. But since we aren't talking about handhelds and that touchscreen PDA-like handheld console aimed at older audiences was a commercial failure, let's just move on to the list of games for the next episode. You guys know the drill. Pick a game made in 1997 for the Sony PlayStation, Sega Saturn or Nintendo 64. I'll see you guys next time on Gaming Through the Ages.